Hey, everybody, what's up? What's up? This is Coach Seth and Coach Kristy coming at you here. This is our kind of weekly discussion. We're going to be having these weekly discussions every Tuesday, barring any issues or incidents. Want to welcome you guys to the discussion for this week. Just if you guys are watching this live with us, put a fire emoji down in the comments so that we know you're watching. And if you're watching on replay, you can put a replay, hashtag replay down in the comments so that we know you're here or watching with us. So I'm going to hand this over to Kristy, and we're going to get going with this. Hey, Kristy, what's up?
Hey, how's it going, Seth?
Awesome. Going awesome.
I feel like I'm further away from you. I'm actually on a little mini road trip.
That you are. Yeah.
To the border of Texas and Mexico, and it's been fun. We've been hiking and all kinds of things.
Awesome.
Back to Dallas tomorrow, but I feel like I've been stretched out further away from you, even though we're already further away from each other. I just feel like
I know
we're further apart. But it's interesting because we have a really great topic today, and we're going to connect mindset and science together right now. And we're going to talk about the laws, specifically the Newton's 3 laws. And I'll be honest, I'm not a scientific person, so you can bear with me. But we're going to do this week, as we're going to go in and discuss the first law, and then we're going to discuss the second law the next week, and the following week after that, the third law. And we're going to tie it together with mindset. It's really interesting how you can tie it in with mindset, momentum, and motivation. And so, I know that Seth was talking earlier today about momentum and mindset. And so, Seth, you were saying what about momentum?
Well, one of the things I was saying that how momentum, mindset, and motivation is really all connected. And one of the things I was talking about in the video that I did earlier on my Facebook profile was the fact that if we want to have like any type of momentum towards our goals, it pretty much starts with actually just starting. Okay, you got to start somewhere. Actually, just start it. Because fear grips a lot of us. We just stop. We let our fear and we let our anxiety and we just let all of that overcome us. So the thing we have to do is first we have to start. The next thing we have to do is keep it pushing. We got to just keep going. And then number 3 is we can't stop, because there are going to be hiccups. There's going to be, negative moments. We're going to have setbacks in our businesses and our lives and whatever goals we have, but the thing is we can't stop. We need to look at those as some kind of learning, lesson learned, and just keep it pushing and just keep going. So our motivation has to be strong enough, and our mindset has to be open enough and clear enough to keep that momentum. So they're all combined: mindset, motivation, and momentum.
Exactly. Yeah. Absolutely. It's interesting how you say that. I have a little story that I would like to share with you guys about all 3 of these together, and it happened today. So as you know, earlier I was talking about how we went hiking. My husband wanted my son and I to go on a hike with him that's about 2.5 miles up a mountain, and then of course 2.5 miles back the mountain. And what happens when you go up, right? You're say you're going upstairs or steps or something, or you're, like in my case, you're going up this mountain. Well, you start by, your heart starts to pound, right? You have it's all cardiovascular, right? It's all cardio work, right? You feel it in your legs, and you're kind of, like this. So I felt that at that time I needed the motivation to push me forward to get up to the top of that mountain. Right. My son needed it too, and my husband was just like, "What are you guys talking about?" But then I realized, so we got up to the mountain, and it was a beautiful view and everything, and then it was time to go back down. And it took us less time to get down the mountain than it took to go up the mountain. And obviously, when you descend, it's shorter time. However, we had to pay attention to like the gravel, and so we wouldn't slip or anything like that, right? And I felt like that towards halfway towards the bottom, like halfway from where we were to the bottom, going down, I felt like I picked up what was momentum. And a momentum is a build. It might start very slow at first, but then it picks up speed and it builds and builds and builds. Motivation is not long lasting.
That's true.
You can be motivated about something, but the kicker is to be able to have that momentum, which is long lasting. I know, Seth, you had a great story as well, not story, but a great kind of analogy as well, and I really want to hone in on it because it's something that we can all take with us and go, okay, I get this now. Oh, and by the way, this live that we're doing right now, there at the bottom of this live, it says that, you know, if you're closed-minded, you have to be, what did we say? Be aware?
Be advised.
Be advised, right?
Kind of like one of those things where it says, like, you know, something is rated R or something, parental discretion advised, you know, for something like that. No, we're talking about closed mindset people. Be advised. Okay.
Right. And you know what?
Also talking to you as well. So
right, exactly. And you might think that you're open-minded, but there's a lot of things that you might see that might make you closed-minded. So really pay attention to that. Sorry, Seth, I had to just throw that in there.
Oh no, I know. I know. It's definitely something that's good to know. Yeah, the analogy that I was actually talking about was actually in the video I actually did earlier today, was the fact that, you know, you think about if, you know, you're sitting on a merry-go-round, you know, one of those merry-go-rounds from like little itty-bitty playgrounds, like from the 90s or early 2000s, we have kids sitting on it, and then you have to have people to, like, you know, like push it and everything. Well, what's going to happen is, to get people to actually push it, to get it going, they need to really dig in their heels and really push it and start running in order to get it moving around and round. But the thing that happens, the thing that you're going to realize is, as it starts getting faster and faster, as you start getting, you know, the merry-go-round goes faster and faster, what's going to happen is you're not going to have, like, well, you're the force that you are pushing on it becomes less and less. And then once it's going, that's it, pretty much.
It's hard to stop it.
It's hard to stop, exactly. So yeah, if it's going really fast, it's hard to stop. You're like, wait, stop! I don't know how to stop this without getting hurt. So, you know, so yeah, that was the analogy that I used. So yeah,
I thought that was great. And so what that's doing is it's building. So you basically started with the motivation to push the merry-go-round. You had to use the force, and you had to really work hard.
Right.
But once it started going and going faster and faster and picking up more speed, that was when the momentum kicked in. And that is what you're looking for when you are doing anything, your business, your, you know, whatever it may be, your family. You don't want to have that temporary fix of motivation. You want that long-term effect of momentum.
Use that long-term force. Yep.
Long-term force brings us to our law, our first law, Newton's first law. And so I'm actually going to post it here. And it's basically an object at rest stays at rest, and an object in motion stays in motion with the same speed and in the same direction unless acted upon. What does that mean? Okay, so I'm not very scientific, but that means that if I have something that stays put, it's going to stay put.
Right.
If I have something that's going to, you know, move, then it's going to continue to move. How does this tie into what we're talking about? Think about when you have action.
Right.
Think about when you are building a business. Think about the idea that some people get so frustrated that they want to quit. And a lot of people do. And a lot of you might quit or try something different, or, oh, this is not what I thought it was going to be, and I'm going to go do this. And that's called a shiny object, by the way.
I used to have that bad.
Me too. And you have to remain focused on it. And so if you are continuing that action, it stays in motion.
Exactly.
If you're not doing anything towards that action, guess what? It's going to stay put. It's going to stay where it's at.
Exactly. Right. I like how it says object in motion stays in motion with the same speed and in the same direction unless acted upon. So if you're taking, you know, action on your business and you pretty much maybe like do only one thing. So let's just say for the sake of argument, you're doing paid traffic. Let's just say you decided to pay traffic and you decide to send a solo ad, a solo ad, to an affiliate offer or to some other business or something, and you only send one. So then you get a bunch of people onto your email list. Let's say you had a really good conversion rate. You get a lot of people onto your email list, and that's all you did. You didn't do anything else. You didn't follow up with these people. You now just have a bunch of people on your list, and now what?
Yeah.
So in other words, you did something. You took an action step,
Mm-hmm.
which then got people onto your list, but then you stopped. So now what? So again, that speed, it stops. So that's the same speed, it just stops.
Right. And another thing I was thinking about too.
You need consistency.
Tons of consistency. And so I was thinking the same thing too. On the same token, a lot of y'all like do social media marketing, right? So if I were to post something like an engagement post, a question or whatever, people start to respond and I have tons of likes and hearts and lots of replies. If I don't connect with every single one of those people,
exactly.
What does that make me look like? I've just stopped. I went from a 10 to a 0.
Exactly.
Right. And your goal is to be at a 10 all the time.
All the time. Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
Just gotta keep again the momentum.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I mean, I did a few Facebook posts. I think it was like earlier this morning, and then I did one yesterday about I did the post. It was like, let's keep that positivity flowing. What is one positive thing that has happened to you or that you've done in the year 2020? I got one person commenting, and then I responded, and then more and more people started commenting, and I started to keep following up with almost every single person. I think there are now about 20 some odd comments now on that one post.
That is so awesome. That is so awesome.
Again, thank you. Again, it's what you got to keep the momentum going.
And also on that same token, Facebook's going to recognize that.
Oh, I know.
It's going to change.
They do.
And they're going to expose you to more people. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean in a positive way. Yes. They're going to expose you to more people and more of an audience. And of course, then you're going to get the feedback and the replies. And then you got to go back and engage with those individuals as well. So, yeah. Oh, I'm so excited. See, this was such an amazing session that we had here. And I really hope that everyone took this to heart. Write these things down. If you're coming on a replay, even or on this live, it's imperative that you take notes. Definitely. Don't be like one of those note takers that just takes notes to take notes. Take notes, apply them, implement what you are learning.
And one of the things I have found is that when you actually write down notes instead of maybe taking a picture of the screen or something on a PowerPoint or something, when you write it down, you retain it. You're able to retain it a lot easier, a lot better, and a lot quicker and more efficiently, if that makes sense. So actually write it down. If you want to take a picture of it, fine, that's fine. But then look at that picture and then write it out. You have to write it down once. Kristy, you were saying how you were actually writing out your affirmations the other night. I think it was.
Yeah.
That is amazing. I mean, I used to say them, but then you start writing them, you retain them a lot better. So.
Well, and what's interesting is there's a belief that goes along with it. So my goal is to write 100 morning affirmations of the same sentence, the same statement, and then 100 afternoon ones. So I actually have one in a few hours. So I wake up. That's my morning routine, and I have an evening routine. So my affirmations are very, very they're specific, but they're also positive in a positive sense. So, for example, It's based around money. So I have an affirmation that says, I deposit $25,000 each month.
I love it.
Deposit is like, your accumulation, and it's a positive word. If I were to say something like, if I wanted to close a deal, closing is shutting things down.
That's true.
I would rather say making a deal. So then you can, you open up to the universe. Where that's what we're talking about on Fridays when we have our book club. This Asking is Given is our book that we're reading, and this is completely what it's all about. And so also, yes, and mine's over here, so I can't grab it, but
no worries.
with me. So. But yes, so remember, guys, Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern time, we have our weekly book club.
Yes, and we
do. We're just starting, so there's still some spots available. Remember, it is. I'm gonna hide this part right here. It is. You're still able to join in. I mean, we're not too late to join in. However, spots will close. We don't, as we get into the book, we certainly couldn't, we certainly, unless you really felt like you wanted to catch up, and you could, that's fine. But right now we're working towards the intro of the book, the preface of the book, and then, what else?
Was the foreword, the preface, and the intro, yes.
Exactly. So those
I think, written by, oh God. It's Wayne Dyer, I believe it is. That it's incredible. So yeah.
And so pick it up, and if not, if you don't, go to the library and grab it, or you can order it. You can, if you have an ebook, you can certainly get it through ebook. Even through your library, you can rent those. If if you're kind of strapped for cash, but I'm telling you that this is something that's going to change your perspective, which will ultimately change the way that you function in your life. So I don't know about you, Seth, but I certainly wholeheartedly agree with that.
Oh, definitely. It really does. And just reading in general can really just take you to amazing new heights, because that whole concept of learning and then doing and then teaching and everything, it just gives you an incredible perspective, when it comes to your business, when it comes to your life, when it comes to anything. So yeah, it's amazing.
Exactly. And then I think also if you have those discussions and you talk about it too, it makes it all that more fulfilling.
Definitely.
And much more memorable. So you are in a safe community. You're in a place where we are all, working together for the common good, if you will, and not to be amazing entrepreneurs and business people, and then of course speaking into our lives as well. You can't be good entrepreneurs or great entrepreneurs and not be good people. We have to have the combination of the two. So
that is true. Very true.
Yeah. Well, it's been a pleasure to have this session with you all.
Definitely.
We'll be back on next Tuesday, and I'll be in a different space.
That you will.
We'll
be a little closer. We'll be a little closer, but not really.
I know. Right?
In location, a little bit, not really. Yeah. So
so it's been a pleasure. But remember, if you have questions, if you want to get on this book club, because it's not too late, reach out to either Seth or myself. We'll be happy to point you in the right direction.
Definitely.
So with that being said, remain blessed, focused, and productive, and remember the first law, and stay in motion, stay in action. And I know Seth has something you wanted to close with.
Definitely, always. You've been following me for any amount of time. You always know when I say it. Stay positive, stay motivated, and stay focused on your big dreams and goals.
Awesome. Okay, everyone.
Talk to you guys soon.
Have a wonderful day. Bye now.
Bye, all.